Hey guys, welcome back. This is trigonometry, and we are going to figure out how to find the ratio of some of the famous trigs. So let's begin. We have sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. We have cosine theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, and we have tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Some of you learned it as SOHCAHTOA. Okay, and now we have the reciprocals. I enjoy writing it this way. The reciprocals basically hit off each other like this, because it helps me when I get to calculus learn derivatives and how to do derivatives quickly. So the reciprocal of tangent is cotangent, the reciprocal of cosine is secant, and the reciprocal of sine is cosecant. You can also just flip. Instead of opposite over adjacent, it's adjacent over opposite, hypotenuse over adjacent, hypotenuse over opposite. So this lesson is pretty basic. I want the secant of A. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. This is exactly what everyone should do. We should get the cosine of A. Okay, once you get the cosine of A, let's figure that out. This is how you do it. You go to A. Cosine is adjacent, which means right next to it. Okay, so adjacent over hypotenuse. So all I have to do is flip it, and now I'm done. That's all. Don't ever look for secant. Look for the reciprocal. Let's try another one. Here's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. I want the cosecant of angle A. So I want the cosecant of A. Well, cosecant's reciprocal is sine. Sine of A. Go to A, opposite over hypotenuse. So we're going to flip it. 5 over 3. Okay? That's all that you have to do. Let's find the sine of C and the cosine of C. Go find C. Opposite of C over hypotenuse. So we have 1 over 2. Cosine of C, adjacent over hypotenuse. Do you guys know which angle is which? This is actually a very special triangle. Opposite of 1 is 30 degrees, opposite of 90, and then we have 60 for opposite of square root of 3. So it's a 30, 60, 90. What about this one here? What is the tangent of A? Well, go find A. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. That's 1. Great. What is cotangent? The flip of it, which is also 1. This is something also very special. Well, this angle here is going to be 45 degrees. This angle here is 45 degrees. Hey guys, isn't the tangent of 45 degrees 1? Of course. Isn't the sine of 30 1/2? Of course. Isn't the sine of 60 isn't the sine of 30 rad 3 over 2? Of course. So you can do it that way as well. Okay, how am I going to find an angle, or how am I going to find the trig function given another trig function? Okay, so this is what we do in this case. What we do is we have cosine theta equals 3/5. What I always do is I make a right triangle, and then I put the theta in the corner. Adjacent, hypotenuse, it's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. Now all I have to do is go to the angle, opposite over hypotenuse, and you're finished. So let's try another one. How do we find cosecant of theta? Oh, I don't think I really have to do anything, right, everyone? If sine theta is 5 over 13, cosecant theta is 13 over 5. Look at that. I didn't even have to draw a right triangle. Okay? They're just reciprocals. What about here? Tan theta is equal to 3/4. Okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a right triangle. I'm going to put a theta here. Tangent is opposite, adjacent. That's hypotenuse. I'm looking for secant. I don't want to ever find secant. I want to find cosine of the angle. Cosine of the angle is 4 over 5, right? Adjacent over hypotenuse, and then I'm going to flip it. And now there's a big problem. Right now, my angle is in quadrant 3. The only person who's positive in quadrant 3 is tangent. Therefore, cosine is negative. Therefore, the reciprocal is negative. So I hope that makes sense. If I was in quadrant 4, then this wouldn't even be true. Okay? When tan theta is equal to 3 over 4, that means tan is either in quadrant 1 or 3. Okay, let's pretend we are in quadrant 2. Let's do that. Great. What I'm going to do every single time when I see this is I'm going to draw a right triangle. I'm going to go opposite. Oopsie. I didn't want 15 here. I kind of gave you the answer already, but that's fine. I want 8 over 17. So opposite over hypotenuse. This is an 8, 15, 17 triangle. So it's a special Pythagorean triple. 8 squared plus 15 squared makes 17 squared. So it's an 8, 15, 17. Great. How do we find the cosine? Adjacent over hypotenuse. How do we find tangent? I wouldn't even use my triangle. Do you guys remember? Sine divided by cosine makes tangent. So all I'm going to do is take the top over the top. Or you can say opposite over adjacent. Now I'm going to flip this. Now I'm going to flip this. Now I'm going to flip this. Because I'm in quadrant 2, only sine is positive and it's reciprocal. Everybody else is negative. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, I have just a few more problems here. I want to figure out what the tan of 5 pi over 3 is. Let me extract the pi over 3, which is basically 60 degrees. Remember to make your chart from the previous video. So the tan of 60 degrees is the square root of 3 over 1, which is the square root of 3. So this answer is going to be the square root of 3, and now I just have to decide if it's positive or negative. So 60 degrees times the 5 in the front puts you in the 4th quadrant. The only person who's positive in the 4th quadrant is cosine, so this is actually negative, okay? Sine of 90 falls on my finger. 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0. 90 is the second finger. Remember, it starts with 0. 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. So this answer is very simple. You should know sine of 90 degrees is 1. Cosine of 180. Cosine begins with 1, 0, negative 1, 0, 1. 180 degrees is the third finger. So that is negative 1. Secant of 5 pi over 3. I'm not even going to bother ever looking at secant. I'm going to do cosine. So the cosine of 60 degrees, because that's what we're going to extract, the cosine of 60 degrees is 1/2. Because 60 times 5 puts me in the 4th quadrant, it's positive 1/2. So take the reciprocal. And I believe that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and have a great night.